Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Austin, and today we are on episode 57 of season 2. Episode 57 of season 2 of The Sims 4. Here we are. One Minuten. Or I started recording. She's exhausted. She needs to always get plenty of rest. Because you don't know when the Sandman's gonna come out and kill you. If you go too long without sleep. You don't know when the Sandman will come out and kill you. As in the case of those with fatal insomnia. You know, with fatal insomnia, it robs you of your ability to sleep. Why we shouldn't take our guns away? Even though I'm part of the far left. I am a left libertarian. Basically, a libcom. Most gun rights activists are associated with conservatism, but there are some who are libertarian socialists like me. People should be allowed to own guns, but they shouldn't bring them to places where there's a lot of people. Whether it be a school, or a hotel. They shouldn't even be near places that tend to have a lot of people. Those mass shootings are not. Most of them are not a gun-related issue. Guns should be kept in a locker, under lock and key. That should only be accessible via fingerprint, which only the gun owner or those with a special license to own weapons should be allowed to open. Otherwise, the gun should be kept under lock and key. With a hidden camera that's inside the safe. If you have a gun, use it responsibly. But those who are registered animal abusers shouldn't be allowed to own a gun. Neither should people with a criminal record. Maybe we should start cracking down on the black market of guns. But I do agree in regulation that we need to regulate this. We need to regulate firearms. Sorry about that. It's my autism. Let's see if any of those weight quality is perfect, meaning no need to fertilize. Those who are registered, not only registered sex offenders, but also those who are registered animal abusers, should not be allowed to own a gun. Prove that that hard discipline doesn't work in reducing crime rate. A lot of terrorists who destroyed the World Trade Center were well disciplined as children. So no, it's not a disciplinary issue. It's not a disciplinary issue. Who's really funding all of that? Saudi Arabia, which is America's ally, sadly. I like America's people. I don't like America, but I do like the people. For the most part. possible to hate a country but like... It is possible to like the people of the country without liking the country. I do in fact oppose nationalism. Why I don't like America so much? But I do in fact like the American people. I personally do not like America, but I do like the people. Why I hate America? Corruption is a factor. I don't like America, but I do like the people. Corruption is probably one of the reasons to dislike the country. Corruption in America is only getting worse. Wanna know why? You gotta go back centuries. Centuries of slavery. Slavery is one of the things that corrupted America. Slavery helped influence Congress's decisions based on the opinions of the wealthy few. And Trump's trying to make it to where America goes towards authoritarianism, which is pretty sad. Finally, introduction. Plus, you know, the problem with America Like the corruption in America allows for something called gerrymandering, which basically means Congress people set up their own electoral territory. Slavery is pretty problematic, even though it's already been abolished around the world. One possible reason it is possible that slavery is simply part of human nature. Another... The problems associated with America are not solved out entirely. What we need, as Americans, we need common ground. One of the factors that is, what drove the Congress into using the rich as their decision influencer? What drove Congress? A lot of it has. The truth is, it all has to do with slavery. Slavery plays a huge role in that. And why the Robin Hood Act is yet to be imposed. Because some of the greedy behaviors that rich people have are descended down from their ancestors who were slave owners. Some of those wealthy people who refuse to pay their taxes and want to exempt themselves from tax as much as possible, some of those people were in fact descendants of slave owners. Are in fact descendants of slave owners. Slavery, it is possible that slavery is part of human nature. You may think capitalism is part of human nature. You're wrong. Because society is... Because if you go to the course of human history, capitalism is just very recent. It's just very recent. Within human history. Back in the Stone Age, we only waged wars over food. Because we had no choice when it goes to scarcity. When food was scarce, we had no choice but to fight over it. We didn't have a choice. Wars are often the result of extreme competition. Because, wars of the future will probably end up being fought over a resource we all need, that all life must have in order to survive. That resource? Water. As wars are the result of extreme competition between think of the ecosystem as like a battleground for all the animals. Krieggrund. Some people don't have a choice but to fight over food. In wars of the future will be fought over water, which is a resource we all need in order to survive. Water. As with all animals, and think of the ecosystem as a battleground for all the animals. Some of the animals are competing to become apex predator. The apex predator. One example of an apex predator. Humans really are not apex predators at all. In fact, they're animals higher up, like in the predatory hierarchy. One way nature controls the population of animals bacteria. Some bacteria are like mini predators. Some of them are like scavengers. Nature has ways of controlling the population of animals. Think of those small microorganisms of bacteria. And viruses. Like bacteriophage bacteria. type viruses. I get that they are pathogens, but you know, they only take out bacteria, hence the name bacteriophage. Some of the bacteria that is born by the animal that causes meat to spoil is crucial in the ecosystem. If we try to make our food last forever without making us sick, we shouldn't do that. Because if we did, the whole ecosystem would collapse. The whole ecosystem would collapse. If it wasn't for those decomposers that are responsible for meat spoilage. We need those bacteria in the ecosystem. Because if we killed off all the bacteria responsible for food spoilage, it'd ultimately be bad for us. Because those bacteria play a very vital role in the ecosystem. They bring nutrients back into the soil. They bring nutrients back into the soil. And preservatives. We should stop putting preservatives in our food. Because if we keep doing that, we're not going to have the bacteria that is needed to bring nutrients back into the soil. It'd cause a chain reaction. It's going to cause a chain reaction. It's going to cause a chain reaction. That's bad for all of us. So we need to stop using preservatives in our food. Like artificial preservatives. Because if we made it to where all our food has an indefinite shelf life, it'll be bad news for the ecosystem. If it wasn't for the bacteria. If it wasn't for the bacteria, and the collapse of the ecosystem will cause the collapse of society, as we know it. As we know it, the collapse of the ecosystem will cause the collapse of society. As far as we know. We don't want that. She needs food. She's sleeping right now. And if you kill off all those bacteria that is causing our food to spoil, and we eradicate those bacteria completely, it'll cause a chain reaction. The soil would lose nutrients, because the soil relies on the bacteria that causes food spoilage for nutrients. If we kill off all those bacteria, there's going to be a really bad consequence. The consequence is going to affect us all. It's going to affect the entire ecosystem. Because the decomposing bacteria plays a very crucial role. It's a very delicate balance. It is a very delicate balance. Keep it balanced, we should all be good. Using artificial preservatives and trying to eradicate all the bacteria that is responsible for food spoilage is a really horrible idea. Because if we did that, the entire ecosystem would collapse. The collapse of ecosystem is one of the consequences we'll see. One of those consequences, it's not fun. It's not fun when we kill every last perishing bacteria. The bacteria that is responsible for food spoilage. In fact, if you go into the ecosystem, it's that we need those bacteria. We need the bacteria. And if we got rid of that bacteria, I got news for you about what will happen if we got rid of the bacteria. Think of it as the same consequence of what will happen if animals stopped killing one another. Not only the more carnivorous animals will starve to death. Literally. But also, the herbivorous animals, especially the smaller ones, would populate too quickly, which ain't good. The ecosystem is a very delicate balance. The balance is really delicate. They discover she has a demon heart. Now, seen in 32's video of how cats are secretly keeping us alive, prepare. Let's scavenge for parts. Anyways, this should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked this video, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe for more. Share this with your comrades on social media. As always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and last but not least, peace out.